Hello, my name is Baked Beans, and welcome to the monthly recap for July of 2025. This month has brought us many new things around the update for the fall of 2025, which will be the third drop of this year, and most of the stuff that I will be covering today will be just that. The new additions include copper armor, which, if I were to put it on, look pretty cool. They cannot be oxidized yet, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity, so I'll be waiting for that. Or maybe they are working on it right now. I think I should just give them time. Anyway, there are now copper tools, and as you can see, the copper tools have the same attack damage as stone tools, and if we were to mine with stone tools and then switch to copper tools, they are very slightly faster, but it isn't very noticeable, so if you do have enough iron, I would just skip copper altogether. And of course, there is the new copper nugget item, which can be crafted back into a single copper ingot, and of course, you can use one copper ingot to craft 9 nuggets. Now over here, we have the new copper golem mob, and we can wax him, and we can pick up our axe and scrape off the wax. Now, these guys can oxidize, so if I were to take some oxidized copper and put a carved pumpkin on top, we can see it is an oxidized copper golem. We can scrape off all of the oxidization, and of course, you can see he's opening his copper chest that he spawned on top of. Now, what these guys do is find normal chests and put whatever's in their copper chest inside of a normal chest. Now, they aren't specifically assigned one copper chest, they just take whatever's out of the closest one to them, I'm pretty sure. So if you were to put a bunch of pumpkins in here, just fill it all up with a bunch of stacks of pumpkins, as you can see, they take out 16 of them and then put it in this chest, and they're working away, and we'll see how far they get by the end of this video. Now, if we were to plop down a horse here and try to tame it, this might take a minute. Oh, I need an empty hand to do it, that's right. And if we were to put a saddle on them, we can see the new copper horse armor, which looks very cool. I still think diamond looks cooler, but still, very cool. Now we can see copper rods also get oxidized. I wonder what happens if I put on a thunderstorm and then summon some lightning. Oh, yeah, as you can see, it is starting to do the little sparkle things it does when there's a thunderstorm. So I wonder, this is not waxed, so if we were to summon a lightning bolt, just keep doing that, so it does not seem to deoxidize when it is struck by lightning. Good to know. Right, so probably one of the biggest changes in these July updates, besides the copper golem, is probably the shelf. Now, I've got a few varieties of shelf here. They have shelves for pretty much every wood type. Now, what's so cool about these? Well, if I take a couple of items and then plop them in here, they can hold your items. And they do remember stack sizes, so if I just keep putting a bunch in here and then take it out, or maybe I'm thinking wrong. Hold up. Alright, so I'm in survival. I got a stack of grass blocks. I plop it in here. Okay, so it does remember stack size. That's good. Of course, if you break it, it'll drop all the stuff that was in it. Now, the thing about these is that if we were to take one and power it, we can see that those little 2 lines that were on there are now gone. And now if we put some items in... Oh, we have to unpower it first. If we put some items in here now and then power it, I'm just going to clear my inventory. If we right-click, they all get transferred into the rightmost slots of my inventory, and I can just keep right-clicking and they will transfer themselves. So if we go ahead and power more than one of them, we can see that it will replace the 6 rightmost slots in our hotbar, and if we power all 3 of them, then we can switch out our entire hotbar. So I have like my exploration and building hotbar, and now I've got my redstone hotbar. So of course, because these are probably tile entities, in Java, they cannot be pushed by pistons, and these are not in the Bedrock preview yet, so... Why is there an Enderman back there? These are not in the Bedrock preview yet, so we aren't going to know if these are going to be pushable by pistons in that version. And now some more technical changes. If you were to press F3 and F5, you now get a menu where you can customize your F3 screen. So for example, if I want to turn everything off so that my F3 screen just does not exist, then I can do that. I'm pressing F3, nothing is showing up. And if I go into the menu and go ahead and turn on a bunch of this stuff, and as you can see, F3 now also shows up in menus. So if I were to leave the game, it would still be here. I can still toggle it, and I'm just on the main menu of the game. And I can also toggle things to always be on. So if I turn off F3, like it's on right now, and I turn it off, then as you can see, all this stuff is now on my screen permanently. I can just turn it all off. They have a default profile and a performance profile. So if I just have this on, then this is with F3, this is without F3. And even if you press F1 to hide your GUI, it'll still be in the top right. I don't know if that's intentional. I guess we'll find out later. Now if we go into our inventory and search for dye, as you can see, there are new dye textures. And it's sitting on some sort of little brown plate thing. I have no idea what that is. They look pretty different than what they used to. Oh wow, they have sorted the entire chest while I was recording that. Okay, very impressive. You know what? I'm just gonna make you do it again. Oh yeah, and they can also sort through trap chests now. They weren't originally able to do that in the Bedrock preview. Alright. Keep sorting, guys. Oh, also, if you right-click one of these guys while they're holding items, you can pick up the 16 items that were in their hands. The spawn chunk mechanic has been removed. So originally, there used to be a 9-chunk by 9-chunk area right around the spawn point of the worlds that would always constantly be loaded. At least I think it was 9 chunks by 9 chunks. I'm really not sure. And then at some point last year, that got reduced to 3 chunks. And now, as of this snapshot, spawn chunks are no longer. Now, these changes are probably because you can easily load chunks now. If I make a portal, light it, go through it, then I build a little one of these. Let's go like boom, boom, okay. And then do the same thing on the other side. So just like this. I hope I'm not messing it up too bad. There we go. Okay. And then put a minecart through. We should see that I have critically messed something up. Okay, where did that thing go? Did it just fall into the... Oh, no, it's right there. Oh, I see what happened. I just needed another block there so that it wouldn't, like, fly out. Same thing on this side. And then we should see that it is doing this. Perfect. I hope I didn't do this in between chunks. No, I didn't. Okay, great. So if we were to do this same exact hopper test in this chunk, where it's just this transferring into this hopper, and then we teleport ourselves very far away where the chunk should not be loaded, and then just wait a little bit. I should probably show you some more things that are in the F3 screen. You know what? I'll just turn on everything. It'll probably make my performance terrible. Great, so that's everything. And if I press F3, boom. I don't know what any of this means, but yeah. Cool. Oh, I pressed something. Let's just ignore that ever happened and die. And then we should see that these items have been transferring this entire... No, that was the wrong hopper. That these items have been transferring the entire time. Yes, I finally did it correctly. Let's go. Okay, that was a very, very long explanation on just spawn chunks and chunk loading. I really didn't need to do that. So these copper golems should have been transferring. Yes, they have. Except for that time while I was gone, because these chunks have not been loaded. At least I don't think they were. So yeah, spawn chunks no longer exist. Alright, what's next? Alright, so the last thing to talk about is in accessibility. Now, subtitles, those little things in the bottom right corner of the screen that show the noises that are around you, are now called closed captions. So if I turn that on, you can see footsteps and chests and copper golems. Now, there's also a sprint window slider. And now there's a slider that lets the game know how long it should wait before it just ignores you double tapping that W button again so that you don't start sprinting. So you could have it on super hard mode or give yourself a much larger window. Of course, you could just turn the double tap W sprinting altogether. And now there are hold options for attack and destroy and use item or place block, and you can just set those to toggle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press the left click button on my mouse and immediately release it. I am now no longer holding down any button on my mouse, I'm just moving it around. And it is just holding down that button on my mouse. And now I will press the left mouse button again, and it stops. Now, the same thing applies for the right click now that I have enabled that toggle. So it'll just keep on placing. Now, of course, spam clicking is going to be faster than this, but I mean, at least this is the option. Alright, I think that's everything. I just feel like I'm missing something. I guess we'll find out later. Well, thank you for watching this monthly recap, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya! I just started trying out a new editing style, and look at that timeline. That is beautiful.